Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today, we pay tribute to 10 extraordinary celebrities who left us on June 30th. These remarkable individuals, from various walks of life and industries, have made significant contributions that have left a lasting impact on our world. Their talents, achievements, and legacies will forever be remembered and celebrated.
Can you do it all the time?
Phyllis Linda Hyman was born on July 6, 1949, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and raised in Pittsburgh. She was the eldest of 7 children in a family that valued music and creativity. Her father, Philip Hyman, was a World War II veteran, and her mother, Louise Hyman, worked as a waitress at a local nightclub. From a young age, Phyllis was exposed to a variety of musical influences, ranging from James Brown to Nina Simone, which helped shape her unique vocal style. Hyman's professional career began in New York City, where she performed in local clubs and was discovered by producer Norman Connors. Connors invited her to sing on his album You Are My Starship, which became a significant hit and catapulted her into the spotlight. This opportunity led to more collaborations and established her as a rising star in the R&B and jazz scenes. Phyllis Hyman's breakthrough came with her sultry rendition of the stylistic Betcha by Golly Wow in 1976, which became a favorite on black urban radio stations in the United States. Her powerful voice and emotional delivery resonated with audiences, and she quickly gained a dedicated following. Hyman's career continued to flourish with the release of her self-titled debut album in 1977, which featured hits like Loving You, Losing You. Throughout the late 1970s and 1980s, Hyman released several successful albums, including Somewhere in My Lifetime, You Know How to Love Me, and Goddess of Love. Her music was characterized by its emotional depth and her ability to convey complex feelings through her voice. Hyman also made a mark on Broadway, starring in the musical Sophisticated Ladies, which earned her a Tony Award nomination. Despite her professional success, Phyllis Hyman faced numerous personal challenges. She struggled with bipolar disorder and depression, conditions that were diagnosed about 10 years before her death. Hyman's mental health issues were compounded by her battles with substance abuse, including alcohol and cocaine addiction. She entered drug rehabilitation facilities multiple times, but found it difficult to maintain sobriety. Hyman's personal life was also marked by tumultuous relationships and financial difficulties. She was married to her manager, Larry Alexander, from 1978 until their divorce a few years later. The end of her marriage, along with other failed relationships, contributed to her emotional turmoil. Additionally, the death of her close friend, singer Phyllis Hyman, in 1993, deeply affected her and may have exacerbated her struggles. In the early 1990s, Hyman continued to release music and perform, but her personal struggles increasingly overshadowed her career. Her 1991 album Prime of My Life included the hit single Don't Wanna Change the World, which showcased her enduring talent and ability to connect with listeners. However, her mental health and addiction issues persisted, making it difficult for her to sustain her career momentum. Phyllis Hyman's life came to a tragic end on June 30, 1995, when she took her own life by overdosing on sleeping pills. She was found in her New York City apartment just hours before she was scheduled to perform at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. Hyman left a suicide note that read, "I'm tired. I'm tired. Those of you that I love know who you are. May God bless you." She was 45 years old, just 6 days shy of her 46th birthday. Phyllis Hyman's death was a significant loss to the music world. Her powerful voice and emotional performances left a lasting impact on her fans and the industry. 2 of her albums, I Refuse to Be Lonely and Forever With You, were released posthumously, offering new insights into her life and struggles. These albums, along with her earlier work, continue to be celebrated by fans and serve as a testament to her talent and resilience.
Yeah, well, you did a fine job. You're alive! And well.
Yeah. Well, no, you know.
George Robert Phillips McFarland, famously known as Spanky, was born on October 2nd, 1928, in Dallas, Texas. From a young age, McFarland exhibited a natural charm and charisma that would later define his career. His journey into the entertainment industry began at the tender age of 3 when he started modeling baby clothes in Dallas. His aunt, recognizing his potential, sent his photograph to Hal Roach Studios, which led to a screen test and his eventual casting in the Our Gang series, also known as The Little Rascals. McFarland's big break came when he joined the Our Gang series in 1931. His cherubic face, combined with his expressive eyes and comedic timing, made him an instant favorite. He quickly became the central figure in the series, known for his double and triple takes, which were taught to him by Stan Laurel, and his trademark exasperated expressions inspired by Oliver Hardy. Spanky's character was often the schemer and leader of the gang, orchestrating various antics and adventures that delighted audiences. Throughout the 1930s and early 1940s, McFarland appeared in 95 Our Gang shorts, becoming one of the most recognizable child actors of his time. His performances in films like Bedtime Worries, Beginner's Luck, and Second Childhood solidified his status as a beloved child star. As McFarland grew older, the transition from child star to adult actor proved challenging. Like many child actors, he struggled to find roles that matched his earlier success. The Our Gang series began to lose its appeal as the cast members aged, and McFarland, who had become chubbier, found it difficult to fit into new roles. By the mid-1940s, he had largely retired from acting. In the years following his departure from Hollywood, McFarland took on various jobs, including working at a soft drink plant, selling wine, and even serving in the United States Air Force. Despite these efforts, he faced financial difficulties and struggled to find a stable career outside of entertainment. In the 1950s and 1960s, McFarland made occasional appearances on television, including a memorable guest spot on the popular show Cheers shortly before his death. He also worked as a spokesperson for various products and made public appearances at nostalgia conventions, where he was warmly received by fans of The Little Rascals. McFarland's contributions to the entertainment industry were recognized posthumously. In 1993, he was selected to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, an honor that was unveiled after his death. His legacy as Spanky remains a cherished part of American pop culture, and his performances continue to be celebrated by new generations of fans. George McFarland was married twice. His first marriage to Paula Jean Wilkinson in 1949 ended in divorce. He later married Doris McFarland in 1955, and they remained together until his death. The couple had 3 children, Vern Emmett, Betsy, and George Gregory. Despite the challenges he faced in his career, McFarland found solace in his family and maintained a close relationship with his children. George Spanky McFarland passed away on June 30, 1993, at the age of 64. He died at Baylor Medical Center in Grapevine, Texas, less than an hour after arriving at the emergency room. The cause of death was not immediately determined, but it was later attributed to a heart attack. McFarland's death marked the end of an era for fans of The Little Rascals, but his legacy lives on through his work and the fond memories of those who grew up watching his antics on screen.
I saw some old fashions.
Old fashions? You think you ought to drink while you're flying?
Well, stop kidding, will you? And make us some drinks. I mean, just press the button back there marked booze.
Buddy Hackett, born Leonard Hacker on August 31, 1924, in Brooklyn, New York, was the son of Anna and Philip Hacker, an upholsterer and part-time inventor. Growing up in Brooklyn, Hackett faced several challenges, including a bout with Bell's palsy during his childhood, which led to his distinctive slurred speech. Despite these early obstacles, Hackett's natural comedic talent and charisma shone through, setting the stage for a remarkable career in entertainment. Hackett's career began in the nightclubs of the Borscht Belt, a popular circuit for Jewish comedians in the Catskill Mountains. His big break came in the early 1950s when he started performing in Las Vegas, quickly becoming one of the city's biggest headliners. Hackett's unique style of comedy, characterized by his ad-libbing skills and ability to gauge the audience's reaction, made him a standout performer. He often referred to himself as a saloon comic, preferring the intimacy of nightclub performances over films and television. Hackett's success in nightclubs led to opportunities on Broadway. In 1954, he starred in Sidney Kingsley's farce Lunatics and Lovers, which ran for 336 performances and established him as more than just a joke teller. His Broadway debut earned him a Donaldson Award, further solidifying his reputation as a versatile performer. Hackett's transition to film and television was seamless. He appeared in several notable films, including The Music Man, where he played Marcellus Washburn, and It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, where he portrayed Benji Benjamin. His role as Tennessee Steinmetz in The Love Bug and as the voice of Scuttle in Disney's The Little Mermaid showcased his ability to bring humor and warmth to a variety of characters. On television, Hackett was a frequent guest on popular talk shows hosted by Jack Paar and Arthur Godfrey in the 1950s and 1960s. His appearances were marked by his irrepressible clowning and brash routines, which endeared him to audiences across America. Hackett's comedic talent was so well regarded that he even had a recurring spot called Tuesdays with Buddy on The Late Late Show in his final years. Buddy Hackett married Sherry Cohen on June 12, 1955, and the couple remained together until his death in 2003. They had 3 children, a son, Sandy, who followed in his father's footsteps and became a comedian, and 2 daughters, Lisa Jean and Ivy Julie. Despite his busy career, Hackett was known to be a devoted family man. In the early 1990s, Hackett was diagnosed with severe heart disease. Despite his condition, he steadfastly refused to consider bypass surgery. Hackett also suffered from diabetes for several years, which further complicated his health. In the final week of his life, he experienced a stroke, which, along with his heart disease, contributed to his declining health. Buddy Hackett passed away on June 30, 2003, at his beach house in Malibu, California, at the age of 78. His death was attributed to complications from diabetes and heart disease. Hackett's passing marked the end of an era for a comedian who had brought laughter to millions over a career spanning more than half a century. Hackett's legacy lives on through his extensive body of work in film, television, and stage. His son, Sandy Hackett, created a one-man stage show about his father, ensuring that Buddy Hackett's comedic genius continues to be celebrated by new generations. Hackett's contributions to comedy and entertainment have left an indelible mark, and his performances remain a testament to his talent and enduring appeal. In summary, Buddy Hackett's life was a remarkable journey from the streets of Brooklyn to the bright lights of Las Vegas and Hollywood. His ability to connect with audiences through humor and his distinctive style made him a beloved figure in American entertainment. Despite facing significant health challenges in his later years, Hackett's spirit and comedic legacy continue to inspire and entertain. Chester Burton Atkins, known to the world as Chet Atkins, was born on June 20, 1924, in Luttrell, Tennessee. Raised in a poor farming family, Atkins grew up in a musically inclined household. His father was a music teacher, and his older brother, Jim Atkins, was a guitarist who worked with Les Paul. Both left home while Chet was still a boy, leaving him to learn guitar by listening to country radio shows and records by artists like Jimmie Rodgers and Blind Lemon Jefferson. Atkins' early exposure to music and his determination to master the guitar led him to develop a unique finger-picking style, heavily influenced by Merle Travis. This style, which involved using 3 fingers to pick the melody while the thumb supplied the bass rhythm, became a hallmark of his playing. Atkins' professional career began in the late 1940s when he became a sought-after session guitarist. His big break came when he signed with RCA Records in 1948. His first solo album, Chet Atkins' Galloping Guitar, was released in 1953 and showcased his innovative guitar techniques. RCA executive Steve Sholes recognized Atkins' talent and promoted him to RCA Manager of Operations in 1957. Atkins was instrumental in convincing RCA to build a studio in Nashville, which became known as Studio B, the house that Chet built. Atkins' influence extended beyond his guitar playing. He was a pioneering record producer and one of the main architects of the Nashville sound, a style that added a polished, pop-influenced production to traditional country music. This sound helped transform Nashville into a major music center and broadened the appeal of country music. Throughout his career, Atkins recorded over 100 albums and worked as a backing musician on countless others. His innovative sound production and pioneering fingerstyle guitar playing left a lasting legacy in the genre. He was known for his versatility, able to tackle many styles, and his influence can be seen in the work of guitarists like George Harrison, Eric Clapton, and Albert Lee. Atkins' contributions to music were not limited to his own recordings. He signed and produced records for numerous artists, including Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, and Dolly Parton. His work as a producer and talent scout helped shape the careers of many country music legends. Chet Atkins married Leona Johnson in 1946, and the couple remained together until his death. They had one daughter, Merle Atkins Russell. Despite his busy career, Atkins was known for his humility and dedication to his family. He spent his later years in his office on Nashville's Music Row, playing and singing with visiting performers whose careers he had influenced. Atkins faced several health challenges throughout his life. He was diagnosed with colon cancer in the 1970s and underwent surgery to remove a brain tumor in June 1997. Despite these health issues, Atkins continued to perform and record music into the 1990s. However, his health saw a marked decline after he was again diagnosed with colon cancer in 1996. Chet Atkins passed away on June 30, 2001, at his home in Nashville, Tennessee, at the age of 77. His death was attributed to complications from cancer. Atkins' funeral service was held at the Ryman Auditorium, with stars and fans filling the pews to pay homage to the musical icon. He was buried at Harpeth Hills Memory Gardens in Nashville. Atkins' legacy as a guitarist, producer, and architect of the Nashville sound is immense. He was posthumously honored with a stretch of Interstate 185 in southwest Georgia named Chet Atkins Parkway. His influence on country music and guitar playing continues to be felt, and his innovative techniques and production styles remain a benchmark for aspiring musicians.
Today we remember our dear friend and a great statesman for all his contributions to our beautiful state and great nation, an unwavering defender of the Constitution, and a determined fighter for West Virginia. Senator Robert C. Byrd remains on West Virginians' minds, while his legacy of public service will forever live in our hearts.
Robert Carlisle Byrd, born Cornelius Calvin Sale Jr. on November 20, 1917, in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, was adopted by his aunt and uncle, Vlerma and Titus Byrd, after his mother died in the 1918 flu pandemic. He was renamed Robert Carlisle Byrd and raised in the coalfields of West Virginia, where he learned the values that would guide him throughout his life. Byrd graduated as valedictorian from Mark Twain High School in 1934. However, financial constraints prevented him from attending college immediately. He worked various jobs, including as a gas station attendant, grocery store clerk, and butcher, before entering public office. Byrd's political career began in 1946 when he was elected to the West Virginia House of Delegates. He then served in the West Virginia Senate from 1950 to 1952. In 1952, Byrd was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, where he served until 1959. That year, he was elected to the U.S. Senate, where he would serve for over 51 years, making him the longest-serving senator in U.S. history. Byrd's tenure in the Senate was marked by his deep knowledge of the institution's rules and history. He earned a law degree from American University in 1963, attending night classes while serving in Congress. His mastery of Senate procedures made him a formidable opponent in debates and helped him rise through the ranks of the Democratic Party. He served as Democratic Conference Secretary, Majority Whip, and Majority Leader. Byrd was known for his dedication to his home state of West Virginia, securing significant federal funding for infrastructure, education, and healthcare projects. He was also a staunch defender of the U.S. Constitution, often carrying a copy in his breast pocket and delivering over 100 addresses on the history of the Senate. Byrd's early political career was marred by his involvement with the Ku Klux Klan in the 1940s, a decision he later described as the greatest mistake of his life. He filibustered against the Civil Rights Act of 1964, but eventually changed his stance, supporting civil rights legislation in later years and expressing deep regret for his past actions. Byrd's opposition to the Iraq War in 2003 was one of his most notable stands in his later years. He was a vocal critic of the Bush administration's policies, arguing that the war was unconstitutional and a misuse of American power. Byrd married his high school sweetheart, Irma Ora James, in 1937. The couple remained inseparable for nearly 69 years until her death in 2006. They had 2 daughters, Mona and Marjorie. Despite his demanding career, Byrd was known for his devotion to his family and his deep love for his wife. In his later years, Byrd continued to serve in the Senate, becoming the longest-serving member in the history of the United States Congress. He was elected to more leadership positions than any other senator in history and was known as the president pro tempore of the Senate at the time of his death. Byrd's health began to decline in the late 2000s. He was hospitalized several times for various ailments, including a staph infection and a fall that resulted in a broken shoulder. Despite these health challenges, he remained active in the Senate until his death. Robert Byrd passed away on June 28, 2010, at the age of 92. His death marked the end of an era for a senator who had dedicated his life to public service and the people of West Virginia. Byrd's funeral was attended by numerous dignitaries, including President Barack Obama and Vice President Joe Biden, who praised his dedication and service. Robert Byrd's legacy is complex, marked by both his early mistakes and his later achievements. He is remembered for his deep commitment to the Senate, his advocacy for West Virginia, and his transformation from a segregationist to a champion of civil rights. Byrd's life story is a testament to the possibility of personal growth and redemption, and his contributions to American politics continue to be felt today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this tribute, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content celebrating remarkable individuals who have shaped our world. Let us know in the comments which legend has inspired you the most.